Hello and welcome to more memories of a forgotten town in our local history series, Swindon Through the Years, comparing the pictures of the past with those of a more modern view, and a series I first produced for Swindon Cable towards the end of the last millennium back in 1999. In this series, once again, we'll be unlocking memories from the past with the help of the Swindon Society. We'll be discovering pictures from a town long since gone and visiting the modern location to make the comparison and remind ourselves just how much Swindon has changed with the passing of time. And this week, as you can probably tell from the view behind me, I'm at the very bottom of town in Fleet Street, and it's an area that continues to evolve and change as part of Swindon's town centre. In fact, this is me back in 1999 introducing the feature you're about to see, and you can see the area has changed dramatically. Just behind me in that view is the old Sir Daniel Arms pub, or the Sportsman as it was known then, with a view towards the then Railway Museum in Farringdon Road and the cottages of the railway village. That was before the whole area was redeveloped. The pub was pulled down and replaced with a much larger pub of the same name that stands on the very same spot. The area, of course, has now been pedestrianised and the road routed around Fleet Street to avoid the bottom of Bridge Street. Constant changes in a modern town. Well, let's take a look back now even further as we compare the images of the past with those of a more modern view in this week's Swindon Through the Years. With the help of the Swindon Society, we're stepping back in time to Swindon of yesteryear. A selection of images then and now from around the town. This is one of our oldest moments in time, captured forever. The picture was taken in the 1880s. We're looking east along Fleet Street. In the distance, the Sir Daniel Arms Public House and the Wesleyan Chapel. Over 110 years later, those buildings still survive. The Sir Daniel Arms later became the Sportsman pub, and the chapel became the Great Western Railway Museum. The Sir Daniel Arms was built as a beer house in the 1880s and named after the first locomotive, carriage and wagon superintendent of the Great Western Railway. There's an eerie feeling as the people in the picture disappear in our modern view of the same location. The once thriving hostelry is now boarded up with demolition not too far away. In this picture, the Sir Daniel Arms is an Usher's Brewery-owned pub. The windows line up to show that little has changed with the passing of time. The year is 1906, and the photograph records tram number 4 on its way to Rodbourne, passing the Wesleyan Methodist Chapel in Farringdon Road. In our modern-day view, the traffic flow has certainly changed dramatically. In fact, the road was widened at this point to cope with the increase. The former chapel is now the home of the town's Great Western Railway Museum. This is how Park Lane looked back in 1910. The road stretches out towards the Rodbourne Road bridges. No visible traffic on the roads apart from the occasional tram and the odd bicycle or two. The modern day view, almost 90 years later, had to be taken from a slightly different angle because of a huge road sign. The roundabout at this location handles a constant flow of cars, lorries and buses. The park in Farringdon Road was for many years the focal point of the town's recreational pursuits. This 1930s view shows the greenhouses and rose gardens. During the war, air raid shelters were erected and static water pits dug. The park never really recovered its former popularity. Today the park is just one of many maintained by the Borough Council. 60 years later, the Rose Gardens are just a shade of their former glory. This is the outpatients department of the Great Western Hospital. It was used as the town's main accident and emergency department until P&H opened in 1960. As thoughts now turn to a new hospital for the town, it seems incredible that these were the facilities once on offer. The building was demolished when the road was widened, but thankfully the Milton Road complex, now known as the Health Hydro, is still a thriving part of the town's leisure facilities. This is Swindon in the 1930s. We're in Fleet Street at the junction with Bridge Street. In view are some of the town's early buses. The picture shows traffic flowing in both directions. In fact, so much has changed, it's difficult to visualise the location today. But some 60 years on, this is the modern view, very little providing us with a link to a time long since gone. Remembering the Swindon of yesteryear, with the help of the Swindon Society, a glimpse of Swindon through the years. Well, I hope you enjoyed our look at an ever-changing Fleet Street, and if you did, please remember to like, comment or share on Facebook and YouTube, and join us next time. We'll be just up the road in Regent Circus, comparing more images from the past with those of a modern view in Swindon through the years.